Hello everyone and welcome to another One Punch Man the Strongest video. So today we'll be talking about talents. Before we proceed, I do One Punch Man content, so if let's say you want to see more of this content, please subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. And for talent, it is actually made up of three parts. You have your talent page, talent points, and sigils. So talent page can be found over here 1, 2 and 3. Talent points are over here. So you have your green, your blue and your purple. And sigils are made up of two parts. You have your support sigils which are 8-sided and you have your attack sigils which are 6-sided. So an example, these are your attack sigils. These are your support sigils. And also for the pages itself, when you first get a character, it will only show you one page. So you actually need to limit break the character to 3 stars to unlock page 1, and you have to raise the character, the talent points itself, to a certain amount and be able to unlock page 2. So page 2 will require 4-star limit break of the character. And also once you have opened it up, you can actually get the blue points for raising the page. So from there you can actually go ahead and unlock the page 3. So generally, if let's say you have a limited SSR, a new limited SSR character, you can actually go ahead and Omni the character. So it will take about 80 Omni shard, considering you will get 5 Omni shard from the events, as in of the character shards from the event. So you can actually raise it up to 4 stars to unlock all the talents. For example, RMG just came out this month and I was able to unlock the page 1, page 2 and page 3 because I used Omni on her. Next, we'll be talking about how to get all these talent points. So you have your green points, blue points, and purple points. So you can actually obtain them through the exploration at the bottom over here, talent perfection over here. So you can actually clear the stages to get the purple, the blue, and the green. So once you're ready, you can actually use whatever boost you have. So for example, I'll use a time boost. Then I'll go ahead, and if let's say you cleared the stage 14, you can go ahead and do the 3 times. And depending on how much inventory vitality you have, you can just set it up and click on challenge to start. And once you have finished the talent, you have to go over here and pause your time boost in order to save it for another day. This is to maximize the amount of points that you'll be getting and also to save your boost. Okay, so once you have learned how to farm for the points, it's important to note that once you get the character, it will look something like this. Only the first page is unlocked and you need 3 stars to open up the second page. Then for second and third page, you actually require 4 stars to actually unlock. So it's actually a good idea to, if let's say it's for a good limited SSR character, you can actually go ahead and use up your Omni to raise it up to 4 stars to unlock the talents first. Then for farming itself, once you have unlocked the minimum to open this sigil slot and to unlock the next page, go ahead and farm up the next page and also do the minimum. So you can just click on the things to actually see what are the requirements. So you just do the minimum requirements to open up the next page. So once you have done that for page 2, go ahead and open page 3. So once you have opened page 3, right, it's important to note that for the page 1, it actually have a cap of 800 points. Once you have the 800 points, you won't be getting any green talent coins when farming for this character. Then for blue coins, it is capped at 1200. So once you have gotten 1200 points, you won't be getting blue points when farming for talent perfection. So in other words, all you will be farming is your purple, which is what you want. So purple is actually maxed at 3k, but for most players I would say try not to hit the 3k mark, because once you have maxed out these 3, you won't be getting any talent points for this character. Then the same thing, you'll want to do the minimum to unlock all this all the way until this point. So once you have cleared this point, go ahead. If let's say it's for a DPS character, you actually want to max out the attack first, then from there you max out the HP. Once you have maxed out these 4 nodes, go back to this page and max out the attack and HP as well. Then repeat it for the page 1. So once you have done all this, I would say generally your character is good to go already. So I would say try not to waste too much time on this talent point farming, because for characters it will actually be outdated. It will be outdated as more characters release. So what you want to do is actually use your vitality to farm your buff tiers instead, once you have done this talent farming. Then for HP related DPS, I will suggest just max the HP will do. Don't go to the attack. Then for pure tank, also just max the HP will do. Yeah. Then if let's say you do not want to open the last CQ yet, you can actually just leave the last point at only 1 point to save your talent points. And also another quick tip is, if let's say you are using a support character, my suggestion is to still open up the talent all the way until 3. Once you have hit the last point, you can just, depending on what they are, then you just max it out. Then if let's say zombie man, I would say it's attack related, so just max out the attack will do. Then afterwards, you can actually use your reversion, your talent reversion over here to reverse out the SAC from these support characters. So essentially your zombie man has the talent points and it gives more stats to this character, and on top of that, it doesn't eat up your SAC. So next we'll be talking about CQ. So for CQ is made up of 2 parts. You have your attack and also your support. So for DPS units, it will have 2 support CQ slot and 4 damage CQ slot. Then for tanks, it will have 2 attack CQ slot and 4 support CQ slot. And generally, I would say put on your Chaos CQ and Bastion CQ on your support on your DPS units, and also put on your Vitality on your tank units. Some people might argue that for Vitality, it's actually a good idea to put on your DPS unit. However, for this one, I would say use it as a last resort. They will just see the attack and HP and think that it's actually a good idea. However, if you actually look closely, if let's say you were to remove this, the RMG will have 2.5 million. Then if you add on the Vitality onto it, it will give me about 100,000 HP or so. Then for attack wise, before it is 587. With the Vitality, it will give me only 10,000 attack. So actually it's not that great. Instead, if let's say you were to put on the Chaos Sigil, although the stats did not even move, however, if someone were to hit you for 3 million, and for most generals right now, I would say 3 million is easily doable. And if you look at this, it will have an out damage reduction of 15%, meaning to say 3 million it hits onto you, the damage will reduce by 15%. 450,000 reduction. So it will definitely be way better than a Vitality Sigil, which only gives you 100,000 HP. And it's something to really consider when you build your DPS characters. Then for Bastion, why I will actually recommend it is because it reduces the crit chance. So if let's say the crit chance get reduced, number one, their damage is reduced, and also number two, if let's say they did not crit, your passive from either RMG or Koketsu will decrease their damage significantly. For Vitality seashells, you can actually consider to put it on characters that give out tenacity. The more HP that they have, the more shield that they can put up. So if you look at this example, if let's say the tank top has all the Vitality seashells on him, you have more max HP and will give out more shield to Koketsu and RMG. So with a higher shield level, it will be more difficult to kill her off. Then from there, she can actually do more damage to the opposing team. So instead of putting her Vitality over on RMG and doing only plus 10,000 attack, you can actually put on the Chaos, the Bastion, and you add more shield. It will be very difficult to kill her off. Another thing to note for seashells is that for your main DPS characters, you actually want to put on your highest level sigil. So if let's say you have level 6, you put on your level 6 onto most players will actually use Genos as their main DPS, so put your level 6 onto him. Then your next best set of sigils you actually want to put on your secondary DPS. So for most it will be RMG. Then for tanks, it will most of the time be either Kabuto or Tank Top. So you want to put on your next set onto him. So for the support sigils wise, I would say it wouldn't clash because you are using your Chaos and also your Bastion. Then for either Genos or Tank Top, it will most of the time be running the Vitality. So if let's say you really do not have enough sigils to go around, instead you might actually want to think about keeping the sigils locked instead, because all these sigils will take up SAC to open. So if you do not have enough, and let's say I do not have enough sharp sword, then my other options are not that great already, because for Tank Top what you want is more HP onto him. So even if it's an attack sigil with more HP, it will give out more survivability to allies. Then from there the allies is able to do more damage. But for any other alternatives, you are better off just keeping the SAC for maybe a keepsake upgrade or maybe gears or buff gears upgrade already. Yeah, so this is something to actually think about now. So if you look at my characters, even though I have quite a number of characters, but most of it is actually I will just lock up the sigils because I do not have enough to go around. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope that you like the video, and if let's say you found this helpful, please leave a like and also subscribe to the channel for more future OPM content. Thank you for watching and have a nice day. Goodbye.